I'm Curtis Sieck.
I'm Shanna Sieck. I've been at Prairie Lakes for about 12 years now, since I came to Grinnell. We have 3 kids. Colton is 14, Mason would have been 8, and Izzy is 2.
Yeah, so I've known them, ultimately ever since they started attending here at Prairie Lakes Church, 10 years ago since we launched.
Mason was born pretty healthy. About 6 months old, he got RSV. And I remember giving him a breathing treatment, and he just kept rubbing in a certain spot on his temple. So we took him to the doctor, and they thought it was just a little cyst. So they had us just wait and kind of watch it. Thought, oh, we'll remove it later. Not a big deal. And then it started growing.
And he started being in more pain, especially when he would settle down. At night, he'd be on the floor screaming in pain. And
when we got his CT back, I guess the reading on it was that it was a spindle cell tumor. So we called our pediatrician back and we went to Mayo. And they wanted to just wait for a while, but it just kept growing. And by the time that they took it out, he was about 2.5.
Yeah, the doctor came in and said it wasn't spindle cell, which was good news, but that it was Gardner syndrome.
They basically told us that they thought we would be lucky if he made it to age 6 because they'd never seen anyone have it the way that he did. Most people normally get just 1 or 2 tumors with this.
And usually not till mid-30.
Later.
Yeah, we stopped counting after 30, I think.
They thought from the scans he shouldn't have as much pain as he did at first until they realized how bad things really were. And they said, you need to get up here. So they were trying to figure out how things were gonna go. And they said, you're just gonna come to the hospital for a few days. We just don't feel comfortable with him at home. We think that you're gonna get into this hospice house and then maybe a couple days and he's gonna be gone. And we got up to the hospital.
Pretty much said he was ready to be done.
Yeah, he just didn't want anything anymore. He had even told Pastor Phil that, he goes, what are you hanging on for, bud? And he said, I need to get back home. I need to help my people in Grinnell. And Phil looked at me and I looked at him and we said, you go to Jesus. We'll help your people in Grinnell.
He kind of knew what he was going to go to, if that makes any sense. Kind of knew what he was going to go to, but yet the fear of leaving here is what was really just what he struggled with the most. And so it was just kind of allowing him to understand, hey, it's okay to be able to go to heaven. Now, we're going to be okay because we have God here with us, and you're going to go be with God. And so that was a lot of our conversation because that was really what he was fearful of.
I promised him that I would tell his story and maybe we would get one more believer, because that's what he had said that his reason he was here for was to get believers for God. And as a mom, no one wants to give their kid back, but I guess if it's for that reason, I couldn't be more proud of him for being so brave to do it. Monday afternoon they came in and they said knew it was going pretty rough, but they said they didn't think it was gonna happen that day. It just seemed like everything was going too rough for him. And 30 minutes later, told him it was okay if he wanted to go. We knew, we had all been in the room when the doctor and the nurse was in there and stuff, and we were all in there and we're all here, it's okay. And right as I was saying it was okay, took his last breath. There's always hope. There's always hope. There's always God. There's always heaven. There's always Jesus. We may not see it. We may not think it's the best thing for us, but there's a plan. There's a purpose.
Mason was a follower of Jesus. And, the November prior to him passing away, I got to baptize Mason, and just be able to recognize him as a follower of Jesus and be able to share with anybody, because ultimately that was Mason's hope. Mason's hope was that this entire community would know Jesus.
There's always hope. Hope doesn't just mean that it's whatever you want to happen. Hope doesn't mean that it's gonna go your way every day. I mean, and just knowing that.
There's a bigger picture.
Yeah.